to Connecticut because he came to do a job. We learned who, how, where, all the processes. No surprises. By the time this happened, all the people that opposed us, we set in on manna and how manna was organized. Not only in Philadelphia, when we had manna here, remember the bathrooms went out? And the next day, remember that cutout down in the cutout of the 7-Up bottle top?
Top of it.
Right down there to plug up the toilets. It's okay. That and 50,000 other things. We had to go through all of those things to get the game. So can't nobody tell us the game on this, on that. We know who you are already. You don't have to tell us. We got our own mind made up about what everything is and who everybody is. We done already watched it, got out the calendar, we keeping score. Don't nobody tell us who they are. We know who everybody is. We know what's going on. We had to live through that. And we had to do it on stage. Everybody watching. Hey, can you imagine? They can't say it was on stage. It's been on TV. It's been on, and everybody is involved. It's the ICNA, the Negroes, right? The whole process. For us to know it 30-something years ago is no big deal. But we have to live it out in front of the public so everybody can see it. That's what we did. We already done that in the past, the recent past. It's all done. All the things we wrote about in our As-Sabiqun before has all come to pass. Okay, everything that we write about in the near future is all in the public knowledge. We're not writing about nothing that haven't been on TV, haven't been on this, and this thing right here. When we said 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, that for them being bad white folks, we're gonna stick our foot in their behind for what they did to our children and our family. That's what we said. You watch the thing. And for that, we're gonna stick our foot in their behind. And they're going up to New York in a day or so, and they're going to become the biggest fool in the world. That's what it says. 2 days later, they went up and laughed at Don. And then Don the next day did the Security Council thing. Don is the biggest fool in the world. Okay. Now, we told the people right there that this because I'm a good dad and they bad. They bad, mean old white folks. I don't care how they take it. But good God Almighty, it sure does. Look, if you make dua for something to happen, and within 2 years it happens, that's one thing. But if you say something today and 2 days later it happens just like you said, don't put, hey man, I had forgot. I said, I knew I said it, but I looked at it, I said, good God Almighty. And I took out all the old, they're not old, they just few. And I said, man alive. So, we're not playing with anybody anymore, like Oakland and all that. We've already done that stuff. We're not going to go through any confrontation with them, but the crazy people, they've been so insane. Can you imagine? You remember the stuff that Mukhtar and Khadijah put on there? The stuff is not even, it's insanity maximum. They got to have been working for us. The white man, we must have run him crazy and he turned over on our side. He doing everything we told him to do. The system is doing everything we tell them to do. The arrests, especially recently, those arrests help us. They on the screen. they take all our paperwork and give it to Mukhtar. And they said none of it has my name on it. That's why we gave it and everything on there. And then in court, anyway, they had a passport face. And they had one of the deeds. And to show them that we own, I put my ID and copy it. So I looked at my lawyer, the white lady. She had papers, and I said, "Where'd you get that paper?" That was one of the deeds to our property. But she said, "I got it from him." So I told the judge, I said, "Just a minute here." I said, "This woman got stuff in her folder that comes out of my property. She has this, and she got, you know, a passport face from your passport." So he says, "Is that true?" She says, "Yes." I said, "Where did you get that?" She says, "From him, prosecutor." During the trial, when they got Mukhtar on the stand, they asked him, "Did you give this to the prosecution?" He said, "Yes." He said, "Where did you get those?" He said, "He," talking about me, "he sent them to me." And the jury they almost fell out of their seats. But I mean, you got to imagine though, remember, I got copies of, I done charged the government, "I want this paper, I want that paper." They send me, "We can't give it to you." I got the stuff I'm supposed to have, just regular stuff. They're just slowing it down. I said, "Slow it on down. The more you slow it down, the more I'm going to put stuff on you. We can't lose. This is all good." Anyway, let me continue, and I'll try to wrap it up. This is the last stage of, okay, break out, go around. That means anybody that's in the way, we just go around. We're not going to bother with that anymore. We did it for decades. But last stage of psycho-encirclement. Circle impression. Now, there's a cycle and we didn't psychologically circle. You got to think about it. This, to us, is hilarious and it's fun. Remember, you got to have fun. You think, just think a minute now. And then I showed you all the photos with the rock bar and all those big famous people that they call famous. They can't even meet them. But can you imagine that when we unfold year after year what we're doing to them, every time they do something to us, we just say, "Thank you very much. This is what we've actually been doing all along." And finally, last week, 2-3 weeks ago, was a culmination. I didn't forget about it, but I forgot how emphatic it was. So I looked at it last night. I said, "Man, I did say that." And I said it like, for you being a bad boy, a bad white man, we're going to stick our foot in your behind. And we're going to make a fool out of you. And tomorrow, so that must have been Tuesday, whatever the 18th was. I think the 16th was Sunday. Maybe the 18th was Tuesday. I said, tomorrow, they're going to be at the UN. And the next day, that fool went up there and did exactly what we said. He became the laughing stock. Remember, that's what we said. We're going to make a fool out of him. And we said, we ain't ending none of this hatred and we mad at you. We're just going to make a fool out of you. Hey, man, They can say what they want. I don't know how it's happening, but I know it's happening. So it happened over and over again. Something's going on. How stupid can Oakland be with that punk stuff? Abdul-Malik them coming up and meet me on the trail, or his sons run by me on the trail and play like they don't see me. What kind of stupid stuff is that? Over and over again. That stuff is so ridiculous. You know, they might be referring back to their records 45 years ago. When they used to do that stuff, it would make you mad and paranoid. That's when I found out about dealing with a power is flight or fight. So one time they had a PG&E, that's like the Pepco man, up on the telephone pole by your house, and you go to your house, and the Pepco man is up there on the telephone pole, looking down at you, then looking back. It makes you paranoid. It's open harassment. So pretty soon, everybody's the police. So one day the day after they came over my house, the helicopter is 25 feet above my house. So the house is shaking. The next day they parked a plainclothes police car in front of my house. Shoot, I got so mad I came out with the R-15, you know, like there's nobody there, but I'm saying, come on, so-and-so, here I am, you know what I mean? And, but that teaches you learn stuff about yourself. Some people will run off and hide. Flight or fight, I found out that when I get, no matter what, I'm gonna fight. You know, and now it's not physical. In those days, thank God we got out before it turned physical. But it's psycho-encirclement. Can you imagine how brainless the whole system? You gotta remember now, they use their whole system. The FBI, the CIA, the Oakland Police Department, National NSA, all of it they used in Oakland, and they use it here. They use it everywhere. They used it in South Africa, and it didn't work. They used it in Sri Lanka, it didn't work. They used it in Great Britain. When I got the letters from the UK saying, come on over, we like what you're talking about, boop, the next day, they scratched my name off. The Home Office said you're persona non grata. You can't come here because the stuff you be talking about. To this day, when they called me from the BBC, and I asked me what I thought about it, I said, it's like kicking me out of Vermont. Hell, I don't know, that's the only state I haven't been to in the United States is Vermont and Alaska. So what the hell I care about coming to the UK? Right? Great Britain, it ain't that great no more anyway. How stupid can these people get? Remember, the stuff they do is right in front of your face for everybody to see. Hand-picked Negroes and Iranians. Borner, you remember Borner, the Iranian guy here? The one that started that page right there. Here in Iran, all that dumb stuff. Well, everybody just goes back home. We're going to do a thing. I said, sure. I said, well, we'll go up to D.C., then we'll go to California. This guy rode just from Dallas to here, and he almost died. He called that California trip off, then we rode down to Atlanta, because they had the Shia conference in Atlanta that year. So, well, it's time to head on to California. From Atlanta, he's, can you drive out there and I'll meet you? fly out. I said, no. You got to see the country. And you got to hear. You're doing a program. I said, plus we're going to stop off in Arkansas. I took them to the little town I was born, 200 people there. The train come through in those days. They had a big curved stick, and how they got the mail, the train didn't stop and leave no mail. You ever seen them trains? They go by, they got a hook, snatch the mail. That's how small it was. Took them there and took them all around. I took them to the bayou. I said, that place is the bayou. You know what bayous are? I said, the water runs slow. Even the old white man. We was down to the bayou, had a big camera and everything. White man come out from behind a tractor with a tractor. I said, how you doing? I said, you own a lot of stuff. I mean, I said, no, I asked him, where's the bayou at? He said, it's still right there. It's just more like a ditch now. You know what it is, changing topography. I said, you live here all your life? Yeah. He said, my daddy was Marshall Garrett. I said, your daddy was Marshall Garrett. Y'all lived right up there. I said, your daddy had a 51 Mercury. We did. He said, yeah, my daddy was a town marshal. And Pink Booker was the police. And Pink Booker, the high sheriff, them old southern crap. This is the South, not no TV South, not that. What's his name went down south to nigga?
He his name.
This was southern and way more southern. This was real, all real. Not Hollywood, down south. And I said, you ever heard of the Reams family? He said, yeah, I heard of them. He said, now my mama know all about it. She's 88 years old. He was about my age. She's 88, so he was going to take me up to talk to his mom. That's Marshall Garrett's wife. And this old white man, he said, so, I said, I remember all the names. He said, you remember W.W. West? I said, I haven't heard that name in 70 years, 60-something years. I remember Ben Word, they own the cotton gin up there, and all the big white folks. He was listening to all of this. I said, what happened to the Negro school right over there? He said, it's been gone 40 years, 30 years. The little town, this little town with 5 or 6 big churches. People live all out in the country. Now, I guess just like, and they come into town on Sunday, the town is full of churches, big churches. And ain't nobody in town, maybe 100 people at maximum. But they didn't want to gain no real information. If the Iranians want to know about me, they got, if you take people to places where you was born and all that, they don't need no more information than that. You know, the series on you, they did one before, it was good, I guess.
Remember the shower?
Huh?
Remember the shower?
It's, look, just to stay in the masjid, actually scared to stay in the, I say, hey man, I say, when I travel, I said, girls, they have to have a warm bath every night and stuff. I said, we grown. Roll up on the floor, you know what I mean? We can't have all the warm baths every night and a warm glass of milk to put us to sleep.
I told her, I said, you be safe in here. I said, ain't nobody gonna bother you. I said, do you want me to lock the door? He said, yeah, if you don't mind.
Yeah, he was scared. He thought some, you know, everything. I said, man. And then what was more crucial, when we came into town early that morning, we stopped at the daftar. So he was asleep. When I woke him up, I said, well, we're at the daftar, we're going to go in and da-da-da-da. So you could tell who he worked for. start, because when you go before your boss, you make yourself presentable. I ain't doing nothing just like I am. He's looking for a sport coat or something. I have to, because those are his bosses. You know, little stuff like that. Don't make no difference. I'm going to speed up. We turned oppression into an example of survival. That's what we've done. We've already done that. We've turned maximum oppression into the greatest case for survival and continuity. And everybody saw it. Everybody see it. They don't come back, but do you think there's any group in D.C. or the region or any of those guys in Islington that don't know what's going on? They all know. When we go somewhere, you can tell. They all in on it. And we're still here. And with all of what they got, they are not doing nothing. It's a crying shame. Okay. So we've turned weakness into strength. We made isolation an asset. Put it in the front page. That you guys are isolating us. The government, you're isolating us. So when that happens, when it's on the front page, it's not isolation, because it's on the front page. This is classic superior strategy and guerrilla warfare, psycho-guerrilla warfare at the height. That we don't have nothing and they have everything. And everything they do to us, that we turn isolation into a benefit. Publicize it. You're isolating us, therefore. You're doing this and it ain't having no effect and everybody's seeing it. What do everybody see? Heroic proportions of black manhood. And if you want to scratch at what we're doing, that's what we're doing. We're standing up for niggas. Yes, we are. I don't care what they say. They made fun of niggas. They done played games with us, and that's what the Quran said. You're going to be encircled by the same niggas you've been laughing at and making a fool out of. So that's what we're doing. I don't care what race, what color they are. They've all Rayfield, as we used to call, high-sided on Negroes. They ain't high-sided on Imam Musa. They might stick him in the back, but he got a back protection. Man, I got 57 back protectors right all back there. Don't make no difference where they stab now. Somebody back there, you scratching my back or you trying to kill me? I don't know. Don't make no difference to me because I got protection. And y'all a bunch of weak sissies anyway, sweetie pie. To be on a team of government teams, sponsored, backing, everything, and can't do nothing to one nigga, something is wrong with them. I wouldn't tell nobody I was on that team. You're on that team, not me. Abdul-Malik, a whole house full of Muslims. The masjid with people hanging out the window. All the universities in California, all of them, under his spell. All working, that's what the government do. See, if you want to play the star, the government give you the script and put you in his movie house. And that's what people play for. Not to do the real thing, but to be on the white man's script. We said, no, you're not going to put us nowhere. But who's the most famous? Not because they want fame, but because we have to show the people you can survive anything they throw and make fun of that cracker the same, to stop being scared. That's the message? Okay. All right. This is the last little bit. Discovery, property, guns drawn, forget it. Total disregard for legality, they did all that. Videos, false arrests, we get all that at Discovery. Stonewalling transcripts, Discovery, we'll get all of that. Attorneys. So we got three choices still. One, top flight attorney, but we would act as co-counsel. So you'd have to get an attorney that's willing to take the job, but you acting as co-counsel. Why are you as co-counsel? Because the lawyer wants to win. And the government's going to take him a deal anyway. And he's a lawyer. And so they already worked that out. They already got that. They're almost trying to give me the lawyers to go see him. Well, the big Negro and the lawyer in Oakland never lost a case. I went to him at another time, showed him all the pictures, gave everything, talked to him, and it wasn't time. So the little guy that's interviewing me to see if he takes the case acts a little snooty, and then the other lawyer there, well, we have to do this, that, and another. Said you shouldn't play with nobody. So that's all right, that's fine. So technically he didn't take the case because it wasn't time. What they scheduled, nor mine. Now, the tattletales are saying you should go to him, and you didn't talk to him personally, did you? They know I didn't talk to him personally. He's a good guy, and even a little white lady. They want to run the case the way they want it. So they want to win the case and give me whatever I basically asked for. But my purpose, like I told them before, is not to win the case, it's to tell the truth. And the way they run cases, you can't tell the truth. When I was at the court, there's a stack of stuff, I don't know if I gave it, it's a stack of stuff this high of writs that we don't want this to go into that, we don't want to say this, and the judge got a rule on all of those. Pretty soon, they can exclude half the stuff you want to say, but they can't exclude a person either go pro per by themselves. And these dummies think that I'm having trouble finding an attorney. And I've been to court at least 400 times, probably in my life. If I don't have no attorney, it's because I ain't looking for one. Simple as that. The only reason we went down to care because we didn't call them 10 times and they didn't refuse. I might call them again now. But we wanted to go out there and show the world, care, don't care. We got the best case for civil rights. You say you're civil rights, right? What about this? Can you imagine how they look? Can you imagine if they don't even come to the door?
Sweetie pie civil rights.
But it's worse than that. It's unbelievable that a Muslim come to you with stacks of paperwork and you won't even look at them. That really happened. The three of us in there, well, we was down there 3, 4, 5 times, and the only people driving by is Suburbans. The last time we was down there, it must have been 5 or 6 Suburbans drive by, right? And who they all looking at?
Don't forget the Negro Muslim and the police.
The Negro, it's hilarious. You got to remember, just the stuff y'all have seen is ridiculous and it's hilarious. Imagine the stuff I've seen. It goes on all the time. But that's the reason we went down there. We have to have it on tape. We have to have it, and it's for fun, don't it? And we're not in a hurry. See, we doing what we believe Allah wants us to do. We don't have no time limit on this. We don't have to get this done by July or February. They got timelines. They want to fit stuff in. We don't have to do nothing. I could go take me a worldwide trip and come back 6 months later if I feel like it. We don't have to do nothing. We ain't tied into nothing. If I go out there for a month and come back, I don't have to come back here. I can go from there anywhere I want. If they take it to Car Hill, I can walk or catch the Greyhound bus. I don't need none of that stuff. They don't run nothing. This is what is simple. It's very simple. Okay. Now, civil liberties or ACLU. We will talk to them. We'll even talk to the NAACP. Tomorrow or the day after, I'm going to actually call CARE. And then if they don't answer my phone, I'll ask one of y'all, just give them a call, say, hey, how you doing? Are y'all still down there? Just to have a little fun. They are the premier civil rights, Muslim civil rights, right? And they do care. That's their name. And I know CARE cares. Okay, that's about it, dear believers. Remember, and soon you will recall what I say to you, and I entrust my affair to Allah. Truly, Allah is all-seeing of His servants. So Allah saved him from the evils of what they schemed, and there encircled the people of Pharaoh, the evil punishment. As-Sabiqun, the people who are mocked at Haqqa, the people will be encircled and surrounded. And we call this, what do we call it?
Psycho-encirclement. Psycho-encirclement.
Psycho-encirclement, that's what it is. You know, we make up a lot of stuff, and it's hilarious, but it's all works. Can you imagine how mad the white man is? That the nigga just clowning. And don't get mad, just clowning. Well, boss man, you've been a bad boy, so we're gonna make a fool out of you. And make a fool out of boss man. Over and over again. And you know what he hates more than anything? To be disrespected. If he lies, he wants you to believe that lie. You know the Supreme Court guy, when he came into court, of course the white lady telling the truth, he's furious. This white lady's a damn liar, and I'm mad, because you even say he's a frat boy. Does a frat boy need a conviction for anything? And the Animal House was their fake, their doggone
Model.
It's like Donald Trump talking about his hero was Hugh Hefner. What the hell do I have to convict him of anything? His hero is Hugh Hefner. And my hero is Al Capone, and you say that there's some gangsterizing in that neighborhood where you live right next door to you. Just because I have Al Capone as my hero, who says I did it? That's the way they... I'm a frat boy, the biggest drunk on campus, stumbling down drunk. The white lady say he'd hold up the wall. You know, in other words, wallflower. He's so drunk, if he wouldn't stand up against the wall, he'd fall over. That's what the white people said, all of them. They ain't wouldn't ask him nothing. But he's furious.
See, the whole thing is never about the truth.
Right?
The truth ain't had nothing to do with it. They running, this guy's going to be Supreme Court, and that's just it.
And that's wonderful. Because remember, the more division, the better. That's wonderful. Division, fitna. They can't get it back together anymore. They can't, it ain't gonna work. And the white women, good God Almighty, they must have, these white girls here is mad.
They sure are.
They just as mad as they wanna be. Hey man, wonderful.
They say that they don't have any, it's gotten to the point now, they don't have any confidence in their cherished institutions.
Right. That's right.
Allahu Akbar.
That's what they say.
That's exactly what they say.
And that's what Pharaoh said, watch out for them too. What do they want to do? They
It's
want
true.
to undermine your cherished institutions. This is all scriptural. Everything is scriptural. This is historical. Why we don't have no sleepless nights and not even uncomfortable? Because it's signed, sealed, and delivered. It's the pattern. I just say one more thing before, it won't take 1 second. I got it here, I didn't mean to go over it, but it won't take no more than 2-3 minutes. Okay, here it is, right? The evolution has been televised. Historical revisionism. I won't go into that. But here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the 6 stages of development. 1, people are pioneers. There's America, Australia, they're pioneers. They're kind of rugged, they crossed the plain, kill all the Indians. Still not sissies, you know what I mean? Second stage is conquest. They opened up, they stole Florida, they stole Mexico, all that was Spanish territory. They stole half of Mexico. Texas, it's a big state. New Mexico, big state. Arizona, California, Colorado, Nevada, from the alien snow. Good God Almighty. They added 1/4 of the United States onto those are big states. Conquest. 3 is commerce. Right after that, the robber barons kick in. Rockefeller, Carnegie Steel, all them people, you know, the railroad barons, the Mellons, commerce, then affluence. Then they capture the intellectual market. American movies and books and everything all over the world. Number 6, decadence. The rich become a burden to the state. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. They're crazy. So they give a tax break. Who gets the tax break? The tax break goes to the super rich, right? And it adds $2 trillion to an already busted budget, right? $2 trillion. It's always like that. When Rome was going down, the rich, the people around the throne, was gaining all the wealth. So it crumbles. They've been talking about the 99% and the 1%. And all the taxes, all the wealth. If the poor man been making $2 extra per year, the rich man been making $2 million per year, right? The imbalance. In other words, the middle class is wiped out. So if the houses crashed 2008, they lost all their houses. So everybody started renting. But now what's the problem? High rent. And no houses. They can't win. They cut their own throat. They're part of the historical process. So, we thank you very much. Remember Oakland and LA, we're coming out there and we want y'all to come by on 82nd and MacArthur. And y'all know where I live in Oakland. We're gonna recreate 1968 to 1972, except It's gonna be Islamic. It's gonna be East Oakland Enterprises all again. We're gonna get back in shape. We're gonna get our hopefulism up again, and we're gonna change the world. Yes, you, the same one everybody been laughing at, and then a lot of y'all thought it was all over, didn't you? You thought, boy, life is finished. That's what you was thinking. Here we are. We did it one time, we're gonna do it again. And now we know what we're doing. This is Islam. Well, we knew what we're doing, was doing for those days. But this is big time. We got a whole package. It's not a Negro package. The Creator fixed this package and only allowed us to Negroize it, especially for niggas. Why? Because niggas has been encircled and made fun of. But the ones that's been encircled is the ones that's going to come out on top. Thank y'all very much. As-Salamu Alaikum wa Rahmatullahi.